Perfect. I'm here with Paul Sych. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. And such an important person in the room because you are part of this important rebranding fashion film. I would love to hear about, first of all, what even goes behind when you conceptualize a rebrand like this with something already so well known as CANIFFF?
Well, you know what? I mean, first of all, Roger gave me the freedom to play, and I think that when a client gives you that freedom, it allows you to sort of explore in many different ways. So I wanted to create a new visual voice for the brand, and I just wanted to take them on the ride.
And like I've said a few times, I think it's absolutely stunning. And as someone who works in typography, do you ever get inspiration from, and I assume you do, the media around you, from fashion, from film, all of that together?
For sure. I mean, some of the elements that you can see are really kind of flamboyant. Some of them are, different pieces of different textures. And I tried to draw inspiration from fashion. Pretty much what I tried to do is create a way that where design and fashion intersect to create a new visual voice. That's kind of what I tried to do.
And succeeded. When I see it, I think of patterns on shirts. I think of textile. It moves and it speaks. I think it's absolutely lovely. Fashion and film together. Let's step away from the rebrand, even though it's so exciting. Fashion and film. Any standout moments for you over your life that you were so moved by it that either it became a part of your work or it's something that just has resonated with you over the years?
Well, you know what? I mean, I do a lot of fashion magazines, so that's one thing that I do, and I'm very influenced by some fashion photographers. So when I'm doing my a story for this one magazine I do, Vanity Teen in Barcelona, they send me the images. I'm very influenced by fashion, and a lot of times when I'm designing a spread, I need that image. I need the photography to create the voice of what that spread looks like. I don't work in an insular way when I'm designing stuff. I need the photography there to respond to it visually. So that's a response to the fashion film. And when I'm in the industry doing stuff for magazines in particular, I riff off the photographer's work. So.
Absolutely. And last question. Roger mentioned that the hope that some of this motion in this movement would help encourage an understanding that Canada is part of a global fashion film movement, and this idea that Canada is so multicultural, and I'll never use melting pot, I will use mosaic. How did that also maybe breathe life into this rebranding, thinking about the fact that Canada is in some of the top echelon with a whole world of fashion film?
You know what? Canada has so much to be proud about. There's so many incredible fashion leaders here. I mean, George Sully is here walking around. I
got to interview him and I almost cried.
Yeah, and I'm blessed to know him as a friend, and he's a super guy, super inspirational. And you have to celebrate who's already here, who contributes a lot in a global way. So I respect. I mean, there's so much that Canada has to offer, and I think that it's such a Canadian thing to be kind of. I'm not saying we're not proud of what we do, but we're just kind of this idea or this concept that Canada doesn't have anything to offer visually. Well, on the contrary, we have a lot to offer.
Absolutely. Yes, it's here. Everything that we have to offer, we're going to be seeing some of it over the next couple of days and so much more. Paul, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.